that no one's beating it. And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
What's up, guys? Master Styles here. Welcome you back to Inside Gaming, your go-to source for all things Eternal Evolution. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the PvE meta team that's been destroying pretty much all content in PvE. So first up, we'll take a look at the team, take a look at the heroes, take them into battle, see where they're good at, and I'm still trying to figure out like who the sixth hero would be if we wanted to run this team in PvP. But let's actually start by taking a look at the team. So let's hop over here to formation, and the name of the team actually, which is brought to you by Mayhem, we call it Team Annihilation, right? So this is the team here, 3 summoners plus 2 energy units. So we have Sorvaley, we have Amat, Daji, Sakai, and Akai. Great synergy here because, again, it all goes back to doing range damage, and we'll explain why each hero is there and what they pretty much bring to the table. But this is a team, right? This is the setup in PvE. Let's actually take them into action real quick, because I actually want to do this anyways. Look at you, get out, and you get out. Actually, I already have it here. Let's just pull it up, right? One other thing too, which we'll talk more about, is the commander prototypes, and of course the supports. We really don't have a support yet that increases range damage. I think once we get a support that does that, that's just going to make the team even better. All right, let's just take a quick look at them in action, right? So the big thing here is, since it's PvE, you can turn off Akai's ultimate, and once you do that, it just locks into place. The thing is, even if he happens to die, his common skill still sticks around, and that's the bigger part about him. That's what he brings to the table, the increase to your AoE damage. Once it hits the target, then it does what, 50% increase to your AoE damage, which is great. Love that. It works well with the team. Pretty much everybody here does area damage, which is good. So here, this is story, what is it, 53 dash something. I'll take a look at it in a second, but again, you can use it on full auto, right? It's gonna run through this, and as you can see, it wasn't really a struggle there. Okay, don't want to go too far into that, because again, you know, eventually we'll get to the end and it is what it is there, but we'll stop there for that. Let's go take a look at the heroes, right, for the team. So first up, we'll start with the person up front, which is Sorvaley. Sorvaley needs to be at least Awakened 7, right? Maybe 5. You can get away with that, but I would say 7. Because again, 1, if you're going to run her in PvP, you might as well just go to 7. You're going to run summoners anyways. It is Summoner Evolution, so get her to 7, right? And she'll become the 6th hero. And it says here, allied summon creatures die, restore 10% HP to hero with the lowest HP. That is insane, right? Once she dies, it comes back to life and also gain a full bar of energy. And this only happens once. So again, would be worth bringing her to Awaken 7 for the 6th hero and the revival. So again, with Sorvaley, for gearing, this is primarily what I run. I run Surge on her. You could go Resonance for PvP, right? Again, I need to work on our gears. Leave me alone, right? But again, this is primarily HP, HP, HP. I know she needs some accuracy, but again, that's more for the imprisonment. But for me, I just run HP, and I can hear somebody in the comments, we need to put more accuracy on her. She'll be fine. She gets what she need done with this, right? But this is at Awaken 7. So that is that there, right? We also have another hero that you're going to need, which is Amat. Ideally, you want to get her to Awaken 8, right? Because of the additional increase you'll get to bugs, right? Robots and deities. I still want them to come out with a 2 set for robots. Well, not so much robots, but deities and all the other things that they have. I think sea beasts or something along the lines like that. That would be nice, and you can implement that into Lost Valley what is it, decent caves, right? That would be perfect there. Bring up the level, bring some additional gears there, and increase the levels. That'd be perfect. But again, ideally getting her to awaken 8 would be nice, but of course it's going to take a lot of resources. But if you can't go that far, 7 is just as good, because the bigger part about all of this, you need the alligator. Even at 5, she still get it done, but 7 would be the target. You get to 5, you'll still see the big damage, but the big damage will come from the next hero that we'll talk about, right? But again, there is 2 ways. But for me, I haven't really used it, because again, it's now that I'm gonna have to dig more resources into that. Yes, I can do it, because I could just take the gears off of Wukong, because I have Wukong with Fade Out. Fade Out is an option, right? I've heard that Fade Out does well in certain situations. And for me, once you get her to Awaken 5, you want to switch over from this gear set Surge to Madness, right? You want to be using Madness because of the fact that her large alligator, right? I was going to say crocodile, is pretty much a large summon. So you want to use Madness here. You can use Fade Out too. It works. And I don't feel like going through the comparisons. But with her, you only need 50% crit rate, right? So let's actually move on to the other hero you're going to need, which is Daji. Thing about her, you at least need to get her to Awaken 3, right? 5 will be ideal, right? And if, yeah, I don't see a lot of people going up here just quite yet. So either here or here, 5 would be ideal, would be better. But the bigger thing about the 3 is this: each time a summoned creature dies, grants its summoner 5% attack, max HP, and HP recovery. Each hero can stack this up to 20 times. Large summoned creatures grant 3 stacks. Think about that. That's nuts. 20 times 5, that's 100. 100% increase your attack and max HP and HP recovery. Yeah, that's huge. So every time summoned creatures die, they gain that additional. And if you already have your Daji maxed out, right? Look at this one here, the Phantom Field. The Phantom Field will stack up to 60 times. What does the Phantom Field do? Right? Does it sit? It says, with 3 or more tanks or summoners in the squad, Daji creates a Phantom Field at the start of the battle for 40 seconds. It'll last the whole fight once you get her to a certain point in her evolution. For every one fallen unit, all allies' damage is increased by 1%. Can be stacked up to 30 times, and also restore 3% max HP and 10 energy. Now mind you, based on what we just read there, it's 60. So 60% damage amp from summoned creatures dying. And we already have 3. We already have 3 summoners on the team, right? So that's beautiful there. Beautiful synergy. Sorvaley is going to kill off the summons. Amat also have the execution that comes up from the big alligator, right? They all synergize well together, right? They all, let's say that again. They all synergize well together. Are they listening? Vanguards, are you listening? They all synergize well together, right? Okay, Vanguards. Sorry, Mayhem. Didn't mean to go after your Vanguards. But again, the next piece of all of this is also the energy units, right? This guy here, right? Originally when he came out, we were like, he's all right. What do you bring to the table? Okay, your damage is not crazy. Like, what are you here for? Your ultimate is so annoying because it's in the middle of the battle, and it's just like, oh. The only reason why he's here is this, right? This is it. This is why he's here. But the good thing about him is that even if he happens to die, right? Especially in PvE where you don't have to worry about a boss moving and stuff like that, it's fine, right? As long as he can get this up, he'll be kosher, right? So let's see here. So it creates 1 star core, which is huge, right? In the largest enemy cluster. Keyword there. That's great. This is the part. This is when the star core hits the same target 3 times. He's already going to bring up 2. Once you get him to a certain level, right, because it says up there max of 2 star cores. Once you get to a certain level, you can bring it up to 3, right? What it applies paralyzed, which is huge. You can't activate common skills. That's crazy. Originally, when he was dropped, he was shutting down bosses. Like, they couldn't do anything, and then they had to fix him. But the bigger part here is area damage taken increases by 50% for 3 seconds. The thing is, the star cores, they just keep going, and especially if there's 3 of them around you, every 3 seconds, it just keep rinsing and repeat, and the damage is coming in so fast from the summoners that you don't even have much time, right? You've seen them there in the beginning, but this is the big part about why he's here, right? For him, you at least need to get Akai to an exclusive 10. The higher the better. I think one of these talents have the effect that I'm looking for. Where is it? This one? Yeah, here we go. So the max number of star core on the battlefield increases by 1. So that's at least legendary. I want to say legendary 2 around there. Don't quote me on that. But again, get him to immortal. It'll be better, right? EX30. It all helps because it gives him that additional cheat there anyways. So again, he's one of the bigger pieces, right? Because he's going to help out there. The other unit here is this chick. What's her name? Sakai, right? She plays a part in all of this, right? Because with her, it would be interesting if we had a third energy hero, because if we did, we would get this, right? Say all enemy targets receive 15% more crit damage and energy recovery decreased by 10%, and this lasts for 40 seconds. Once you get awakened in, it's probably going to last for the whole battle, right? And look at this, it says at the start of battle, all energy heroes and hunter heroes. That doesn't really apply to the other heroes. I wish it was all heroes though, but the reason why she's here is for a common skill. Affected targets receive an additional 10% area damage for up to a maximum of 4 stacks. So if you couple this with Akai, that's around 90% increase to your area damage. Think about that. That is insane. And of course, energy has the synergy, right? They work well together if you're using the Atlas team. They protect each other. Let's go back. They work well together, they protect each other, and they increase each other's damage. Right? Anyone? Right? Work together, you're not for only yourself. Keep moving. Alright? But that is that there. For PvE, right? Oh my god. Actually, you know what? Let's just run it through all of these because I need to do it anyways. How would they do here? Like, how long would it take? I don't want to use the SBs because if you use SBs, we'll do the breakdown of the commanders and prototypes and things along the line of this. But let's just see them go through here. This is a joke, by the way. Just a quick joke. Let's see how long it will take. That's actually pretty long, right? That is pretty long when you think about it. But there you go. It's pretty much over there. But 8 seconds. 8 seconds is pretty long. It's just that they need to get their ultimates going, right? And that's the bigger thing there. All right, so we can do that. Can we do this one? That's not the team. I was playing around to see what is what. Throwing the bosses around, being a bully, right? That's my favorite part, is just throwing the boss around with the new hero. And speaking about the new hero, yes, I know. I'm all the way back here talking about it. I was supposed to do the tier list, but we'll talk about him after we go through this. Can we even beat this one? The thing is, we have to kill the boss before. Actually, no, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. We'll survive this. And there's nothing we can do to break these shields. That's crazy, right? There's literally nothing we can do. But we can survive that. We don't care, right? We don't care, right? That's crazy that she still got her move off even though she was dead. You seen the fan spinning there. You can go back and look at that. But this one here, same thing probably, right? Playing around, I was testing out to see who can do the most damage out of these tanks, right? That's not the right, that's definitely not it. It's this one, right? I have to take out the SBs because if I don't, then it'll just be 1 second. That's what it is. So here we go. I'm just going through this because I got to do it anyways, right? So let's see here. how they do. Should be pretty quick, actually. Are we gonna get knocked back? Yeah, probably. Well, no, we're not. No, Fox put an end to all of that. Right? So there we go. We run through. I'm not surprised there. There's nothing surprising. Another big one is this one, right? See, again, I was playing around because I like throwing the boss around. I really do. It's probably one of my favorite. That's why I like that guy. I don't care what else he does, but just the fact that he can throw the boss around. Let's see how let's go back, by the way. This is 40. This is the end of the road, 40, right? And I just clicked that. I should have attacked it, but generally. So one other thing, right? One other thing you kind of want to do. It's a little cheese, but just see here. So as you can see, yeah, because I completely forgot to mention this. This is a little bit of cheese, right? So because of fade out, I think you probably forgot it because, you know, we're so used to tempered. It says here you get attack plus 15%, right? Summer attack 30%. I didn't even notice that. Wow, 30%? That's huge. HP decays over time. Why would we want the foxes to die off faster, right? You'll see why, because that's how you get the alligator come out quick, the big alligator. So we lost Serve there. She'll come back to life. We could switch that out, right? Because if she's gonna die up there, we can also switch it out to. I realize this guy's not on auto. We want him to do other attacks. I think the biggest part here is this jump here. This jump could be scary. Yeah, they really can. But here we go. The alligator's out because why? The foxes are dying faster, and the more the foxes die, the more fuel we give to the large alligator, right? That's the whole intent there. So we actually beat our time, 29 seconds. And that's 40. And it looked like we could do all the way up to probably 43, right? At that point, because we didn't even get to the wind. But we'll run through that easily. Over here, right? For over here, we already beat this one, right? We got all the way through. Interestingly enough, even though I beat it, they don't show my lineup, showing me no love, right? My lineup didn't make it, right? We beat this one. And the teams that I use. So let's just go through it. Tanks, of course, here. The annoying part about this is Dominic. For this one here, we use energy. We match energy with energy. They pretty much get it done. Just turn off Sakai. As you can see, we're going to run that. They do well there. For this one, pretty much the summoners, they'll do well here, right? That's that. Moving on. We beat that, right? This one here, we beat it too. Again, no love for your boy. No love. It's not, they're acting like I didn't beat it, right? We seen in the first one that 2 people beat it and they recorded it, but for me, they don't want to record it. It is what it is, right? For this one, I haven't beat it because what ends up happening is Amat, somebody will probably tell me something different. Amat's large summon creature actually ends up, the alligator. I keep wanting to say crocodile. Just leave me alone. This crocodile, it's so much easier, right? Large crocodile. Damn. Right? He keeps dying. So we don't even get the sandstorm off. If we could get the sandstorm off, yes, I know you're like, where's Daji? I need her in this first one here. Yes, I can play around, but Luke is just nuts to me. Like, he literally will wipe out your team at this level. So I have to run this here for the additional protection. I don't even know what this team is. I have no idea how this team work, but it gets it done, right? And in here, we'll go energy with Wukong, because we'll take out the summons, and then Wukong basically takes out the summoners, right? So that is that there. For this one, it's the same thing. The problem here is actually being able to break the shield, but the interface, I noticed this whenever Daji and Amat goes against this particular boss, for some reason, he does not lay down for that long. He always stands up, which is annoying because you do more damage when he's laying down. So he's like laying down for like maybe 2 seconds and he pops back up. He doesn't activate his skills, but he pops back up. I don't like that. So they need to fix that. That's something that they need to fix. But primarily, that's another struggle. But for this one here, we're gonna go through this one because again, I'm doing a lot of back and forth. Because again, they said that no one's beaten it, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? So why do I have time there? My best clear time is there. So we'll go against this one and see what we can do. And give me a second here. All right, let's actually, we gotta fix this. So we'll put them in there and see if they can beat this, right? Yeah, that part was just annoying to deal with. Let's put the team in there and see what we do. So again, the other side of all of this, right? We miss. I think we already used Panda over there. We'll use Emma. Emma will help out, right? Okay. So the other part about this, which I didn't really talk about, is the prototypes, right? And Commander and support. Of course, you can run Durelli. Durelli, if you have her, you should have her at least SB5 and higher. I recommend you go to 7. It's just going to make it better. You also want Ravenna. Ravenna at SB5 for the damage increase. And the third one could be between Panda. You can run Barag, depending on the situation, right? It's situational. You can easily run Res, because chances are you're going to be building out your Res as you go along. But down here, of course, we're going to focus more on the summoners because they're going to do majority of the damage. The energy units are there for the supportive side, right? And of course, in the middle, we want to protect our summoners. One thing I noticed is that, like, when I say like Twilight Lands, if you're going against the whales, I would put this one here, right? Because it reduces the energy of the enemy units, right? Because of the energy hero. So that's kind of one way to go, right? But for right now, let's see if we can actually beat this. Because again, we are going to have the problem of dealing with the blades, right, that he throws. And we need to get off serve here to protect the team. But does he even get into the spin? We'll actually make Akai on auto. Because again, the reason why Akai would be on auto is because the boss is jumping all over the place. So you don't really want to run him on manual because, as you can see, the boss is going to continually move, right? And yeah, they can get it done. It just looks like it, right? The only problem with this was the beginning. Well, for the first 2 fights, why we didn't get the the limited ticket, and it seems like we're not even gonna get the advance either. We took too long, guys. Took too long. You gotta be faster, but at least you got it done, right? And it should have been dead already. I don't even know why he's not dead, but again, as you can see, the team is synergizes, right? Sorvaley will bring the protection, right? But the big old shields, those shields are ridiculous, by the way. So we got it done now. Is it going to be locked into the books, or they're gonna hate on your boy, right? Like, the hate is just real. Okay, finally got our name on the board. First one to do it. I already did it before, but again, the first one to do it apparently. So silly. This one here, same thing. Summoner mechanic. They stop summoners. Nobody's beating it. It's tough to do because again, you can go through the Heindel stuff, but once Heindel falls, then it's gonna be tough. And I have to use a mod over here to get past this piece here. The Vanguards, we can beat them. Maybe when the new Hunter SP comes, where we can just use the Hunters and they can pretty much run through here. I could do energy, right? Against those Hunters there. Wouldn't be a bad way to go, but in Kotosian, wherever there's a mechanic for summoners that stop summoners, like exploding summoners, controlling summoners, right? Doesn't do too well. This one, the bigger one, is the shields. But again, this team pretty much runs through every PvE content. This year, I'm not gonna do it because again, I need to do the missions. So I'm not gonna go through that. They'll do well there. But the other side of all of this is PvP, right? And for today, it's one of my favorites, Wind Fear. So we'll go Connor, we'll go here. That's primarily it. Like, just all look at that. Just SPs. You can run all SPs today, right? And then since she's already there, this is a team to play around with. Yeah, we could play around with this one here, right? Put you here and you here. We can still go Amat too. That's also another option, right? And then we'll focus more on our summoners. And we'll go here. here. These ones don't even matter because I don't have none of them that high anyways. We'll put this, and is that the right one? Yeah. For this one, we don't have enough energy units, but it says every time an energy hero ally deals damage, reduce the target's energy by 50. Only energy. Interesting. And damage amp. That might not be a bad way to go, right? But then again, this one has 5 slots, which would help out the tanks. So we'll put that there for right now. Not gonna really go through this, but that's kind of the team I'm playing with there because the competition is not really there. It's too early in the morning, right? But we'll do 2 fights because we'll go against the tough ones, right? Let's see this team here. So again, I was still trying to I was playing around to figure out who the 6th teammate would be. We'll run it pretty much like this. Tuck the summoners pretty much in the back, and I have to use Barag here because what I realized is that Sakai's tanky. I don't know what they got their Sakai on. I need to learn it, but generally I think this might end up crashing anyways because there's so much going on. But again, you know, Connor's here for the additional protection. That was my thought process. But they're getting cooked over there. You see they're already invincibility state already, getting packed up very fast. And control effects don't work on us, so pretty much good. And it's the battle against Sakai, which is I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about her. Like, you can see it here. Like, she just becomes super duper, like, you can't kill her for some reason. Like, what am I missing here? Right? You see how insane this is, right? My Sakai died. What is his Sakai on that? I want to do that. Teach me your ways, right? Let's go back to that and take a look. So in the middle here, he has, that's damage increase. So that's not doing anything to the protection. Okay. And that's what? Melee reduction. So what could be the explanation for this tanky Sakai here? Take is already dead, unless Take's effect is still in effect even though he's not on the battlefield. That could be the only explanation, right? That Take died and his effect is still lingering because we weren't doing any type of damage to the Sakai, right? And part of it is, you know, maybe Amat can move. My Sakai just gets packed up. But one thing that we're gonna do here, we'll do the same thing that they're doing, right? We'll do the switch. And I think this will be it, right? This will be the final fight. We have range reduction, but does it really matter, right? Just keep an eye on Sakai. My Sakai, I don't know. Just don't do that much damage. But again, one thing that we definitely would need here is shield removal. That'll help. See, the summoner is already dead and the battle is against Sakai. We're not doing any damage to her whatsoever, right? And that is that. We end up losing again to Sakai, right? I imagine an awakening for this chick. It's going to be nuts. And the other side of all of this is that, we actually won. I'm actually killing off Daji's foxes too. So that's probably another thing there. Like, if we switch that could possibly help. But we won in that situation and it's not 100%, right? It'll be up to RNG. So we got that done. Just playing around with who the 6th teammate would be to figure it out in PvP. Somebody will let me know when it comes. But then again, this team, again, when it comes to, there it is, PvE, they run through everything. Yeah, so if you made it this far in the video, the word of the day is Annihilation. And this is Team Annihilation. Thank you, Mayhem, for the name. I appreciate you. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 1,600 subscribers. Crazy. I remember when we were trying to get to 1,000. Now we're pushing for 1,600. Reason for subscribe, updates, guides, tier list. I know it's coming next week. I just want them to fix this guy and figure out where I want to put him in terms of the tier list. And of course, Fun to Play series is there for the newer players. For those that are rocking with me, let me know how you feel about the team, right? Crazy. It just runs to everything. But without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. Till the next video, peace.